Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Jamie Friend Colors. I'm Jamie, and today we are going to start a page in Vilin song, which is a from a Croatian illustrator, Tomislav Tomic. And I did a review on this book just a little bit ago. It might have just posted a few days ago for you guys. And I said that I had felt a little intimidated by the book. I just hadn't started it yet. I have worked in his previous book, but I just hadn't started this book yet. And so since that, I filmed that video. I think that video gave me some motivation to start a page. And so I have started this double page spread, which is going to take me a while. So if I start a page like this that I know is just going to take me a while, it's not something that I'm going to be able to finish, I will go ahead and write on a sticky note, post-it note, the color pencils that I'm using for each section so that I can pull them again and it's not that big a deal that I'm can't finish it before I start another project. So I thought today we could start this one. I don't know that we're going to be able to finish it, but we can start it. It's been a couple of days. Well, let's see, today when I'm filming this, it is May 24th. And I slept for only a couple hours last night. My 6-year-old boy who has autism and ADHD, he also has asthma, and he had probably the worst asthma attack he's had since he was 2. We have a nebulizer and we can usually take care of him at home. They always happen in the middle of the night. I wish I knew what triggered them so I could prevent them. But yeah. We're going to start this page by doing the background, and I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of green, browns in this page, and so I'm thinking maybe doing the background some pinks and oranges, and so I have pulled some pan pastels in pinks and oranges, and we'll do the background with those. Okay, so anyways, my son, he came up the stairs last night. His bedroom's in the basement, and he came up about 11:30, and being woke up by that sound of a child having a hard time breathing is like a jolt of lightning surging through your body. It's not, you're not calmly woke up. You're pretty, and we can keep it, you know, we have a nebulizer and we start giving him treatments, and I put some peppermint oil on his chest and some breathe just to try to help open him up, and use the nebulizer and with some albuterol and ice chips, and trying to keep him set up when he doesn't feel good and he just wants to lay down. And anyways, we can usually keep him home, at least we have since he was about 2, but last night just did not go as planned, and he did end up in the ER getting steroids to get his lungs to open up. So yeah, so we were up all night. I have these little applicators. They come with a set of pan pastels. If you buy the pan pastels as a set, they're also they're a little spongier than I remember a makeup applicator like this. I mean, my makeup applicators are brushes now, so might be the same, but that's an option you could use. Also a Q-tip works. So anyway, in our case, my husband taking him to the ER makes more sense. My husband's a pharmacist. He has medical training. He can tell them the stuff they want to know easier and be able to understand what they're saying to us. So he took them, which is hard for me because I mean, I can't just go back to bed. I sit there and worry, and I don't know what's going on and where he's autistic. I don't know if they're having a hard time with him, if they're having to strap him down, or if he has to get chest x-rays. It just leaves me a little frazzled. So, what are you gonna do? Okay, I have, this is red iron oxide tint. So I'm only running on a couple hours of sleep, but I thought I need to do something or I'm just not gonna wake up and I'm gonna have problems. So I thought I'd sit down and do some of this. This is orange tint. Looks kind of yellow on the screen, but it is an orange. And then I think let's grab this pinkish color. Keep it light. This is permanent red tint, which is a pink. So yeah. Okay, let's take these pastels. We have, and we're going to stay in the inside. And the greatest thing about pan pastels is that if you go over something that you didn't want that color, you can erase it or you can use your colored pencils right over the top of it. So I don't have to worry too much, which is one reason I really like the pan pastels. Because I can go back in and clean it up with a eraser, or I can just color over the top of it with my colored pencils without any trouble. So I think okay, let's put our darkest color kind of at the bottom, maybe the pink kind of in the middle, and then the lightest at top. Okay? Okay, so if you get these pan pastels in the set, they come with lots of different applicators. So I think we're going to use this small applicator so we can get in some of those smaller spaces. I'm going to take this red iron oxide, which kind of looks like our darkest color here that I've picked, and I'm going to start putting it in the bottom. Again, I don't care if I go over stuff that's not background. That's why I'm doing this first, because I can clean it up with my eraser or just color over the top of it. So I'm not too concerned. Trying to decide what is. My kids are floating around here, so I'm just trying to stay awake at this point. Okay, let's put that kind of in there. I know people who use eyeshadows instead of pan pastels. I don't know, I've never done that, so I don't know how well they erase, if they'll erase the same way pan pastels will. I'll put the link for the sets from Amazon down below, as well as you can buy them singly as a single pan at like Jerry's Adorama or Dick Blick or somewhere like that. I bought a few singles at my Dick Blick, and then but I usually order from Jerry's Adorama if I'm ordering, because they just seem to be a little bit cheaper from my experience. Someone else might have another experience, but alright. I like pen pastels for the background because they're just kind of a quick and they're just a quick and easy way, I don't know, get in, get dirty, get her done kind of thing. My boy, he's doing better today. We have to give him treatments, breathing treatments every 3 to 4 hours, and he's to the point where he doesn't want them. He's like, he keeps telling us that he feels better. I feel better. I feel better as he like pats his chest. I feel better. I don't need it. So he's doing good. Those steroids, they really help. I mean, I hate to give them to him. If, you don't want to give them to them if they don't need them, but if they need them, oh my goodness, they sure work fast. Help out. Ooh. My husband, he's a pharmacist. He said that the steroid they gave him has a short half-life or whatever, which means it'll be in his system for a couple of days. So that's good. I mean, it does have side effects, can make him a little jittery and not sleep, but with the autism, he has trouble doing those things anyway, so we don't really notice a difference. So. I'll zoom in when we start to color and do a little more. I just want to send this background in. Okay. I'm not even going to worry about the color on my applicator. I'm just going to go straight into the pink. It's not really going to contaminate it, and you can always wipe it off. It's not a big deal. Might even help mix the colors a little bit to have that first color on the brush or applicator. I'm just tapping it. I'm not like scrubbing, or you get a pigment, so you don't have to work for it. There's this phenomenon that moms deal with, that as long as they're not busy trying to do something, their kids will play by themselves and be happy and not have any issue. As soon as the mom tries to like do something, or even take a phone call, go to the bathroom, try to film, then all of a sudden they need a lot. That's okay. That's why I film mostly when they're in bed or school. But they're being pretty good. They're having a pretty quiet day, trying to keep my one son from doing too much. If he gets jumping around too much, he'll have some problems. So just having a chill day. They're watching some good old Mickey Mouse. Okay, puts that color in there. Gonna blend it up a little bit. Okay, let's go in with our lightest color now. This is Orange Tint. I'll put it on there. Okay, now that that orange is down, which looks rather yellow, we're going to put some pink in. So I'm just touching that permanent red tint again, and we're just going to go into that yellowish orange and make it more of a pinkish orange. Okay. My finger and kind of blend it as well. Picks up any extra dust and pastels they're pressed so well, they don't leave as much dust as stick pastels. So that's one good thing about them. But you could always take a brush and go over it. Just make sure no bits of pastel are on your page. You shouldn't blow on the page. It's bad practice. I do it sometimes and shouldn't. So I'm going to try to be good and use a brush. Okay, I put those away and grab my erasers. I'll show you a few erasers. I zoomed in so you could see kind of what we're dealing with. The pastel that did go over the picture is so light that it really doesn't matter. We're going to be able to go over it with pencil and marker, so not a big deal. But I did want to show you how easy it is to erase it. Okay, so we just have one of my favorite for this detail work and stuff is this one. And it is Tombow Mono Zero. And if you see how tiny that eraser is, it can get in those really tight small spaces, and it's a good eraser. It works well. I'm not going to worry about too much of this, but see how that just cleans it up really well. And just flick away those markings. Another eraser that's good to get in those tight areas is a kneaded eraser. So this is an eraser that you can mold into any shape that you want to. So you can get it into a nice point and then just kind of press it in there and it will lift the pigment. This one's not great for rubbing because if you try to rub, it'll just, it's really flimsy because of its ability to form, but it erases just by pressing into that pigment and lifting it right up. So it's another one that is really good. I also have these block erasers that erase really well. I can't remember what the name of them are. I can look it up and put it in the description box below. But they're not great for these little areas because they're just so big, you know, like they're good for a bigger area, but I mean you could get it on the edge, the corner. But I like the Tombow mono pencil, or eraser, mono eraser, probably the best. I think it's just quick, easy, gets in the tight spots. Okay, so we don't need to worry too much about this because we're going to be able to go right over what we did get on those areas. So not too big a deal. I am going to come up here and just get a little off this fairy. Ball. But then I think if I see any other areas that seem a little dark, I might run over them with the eraser. But I'm not seeing too much with these colors. But I think that's the advantage of doing these kind of backgrounds first rather than after, because you can go over them with your pencils or your erasers and it's not a big deal. Where if you have Prismacolor pencil down and you rub pastel over the top of Prismacolors, a wax-based pencil, it will pick up the color of the pastel, so you will tint your pencil that you have down. Whereas if you use an oil-based pencil, it will act as a resist and you won't get, it won't tint your pencil. So that's another idea, is to use like a polychromos pencil and then rub pastel over the top. But because I like to use Prismacolors better, I just go in with the pastels first. Sorry if I'm talking really quiet, slow. Like I said, I'm tired and almost going into a meditative state doing this right now. We should take a green Tombow and fill in some of this green, and then we'll go back in with pencils and do shading. So I'm going to pick a couple of greens here and then decide which one I want to use and on what kind of color as I want to go for. So here's a couple options. I kind of like this more chartreuse type of green. Probably for this picture. Where this one's more of a minty green and this one is more of a grayed green. So I think we'll go, let's think about using the chartreuse. What else do I want to go in with? Marker first. We have these flowers. I was thinking of doing them kind of a blue. Maybe. And then we have these drooping flowers. Let's see, green, blue, probably either a yellow or a purple. Yellow. Let's do yellow. So I like those colors together. Let's start there, and then we'll add pencils to go on top of them. So I'm gonna start with the green since we have quite a bit of green. And yeah, go from there. Just kind of start down in this corner and work our way across. I'm drinking some liqueur. My husband told me that's how you say it. He speaks fluent French. And then, though I still might not be pronouncing it right, but it's just a sparkling water that has some coconut flavoring to it. He thinks they're gross, but I think they're pretty good. Alright. So you can use any water-based marker that you have. Super Tips from Crayola are really cheap and they're a good option. I have the Tombos and I like to use them because they have a brush tip and makes it nice to get in those small areas. Some of this down here can be tail or foliage, so just kind of have to decide, make a decision. I'm going to take some of these that look like they come straight from the bottom and make them some foliage. Put some tail in there and then So I used to read a lot of books when I was younger. I loved to read. When I got married and had kids, reading became very difficult to do. I don't know, but I like to listen to books on tape, or books on, I don't know, what do you call it anymore, audiobooks, I guess. Like off of Audibles, or you can get audiobooks from your local library and listen to on your phone. And I do that when I go for walks every morning, or when I'm coloring, when I'm not filming, and it's been really nice. I recently repainted our bedroom and I stenciled this wall. It took like 4 hours to stencil this wall, and I didn't even really notice it was taking me that long because I was listening to this. Just listening to a book, going along. My husband was home that day and he was handling the boys, anything they needed, so that I could just take my time with it and make it look nice. And it turned out really pretty. I like it. We have to do a tour sometime, but all our little home projects, but it turned out really cute. We need to redo our bathroom, but we were planning on doing it this summer, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. It's a project. I mean, it's a serious project. We need to rip out our bathtub, which is gonna make us redo the flooring, which is, we may have to move a pipe. Like, it's just a project, and it's just something I don't think that's gonna happen this summer as we had initially planned, but other things take priority. And okay, I'm looking around to see if I missed any. I'm not seeing any. That doesn't mean I didn't. Let's go in with these open flowers. I don't know if we're gonna do them, but I think we'll do the closed flowers a different color. But we'll do these open flowers blue. I have to go make my kids some dinner soon. I think they're gonna have spaghetti. Tomorrow's payday, so kind of at the end of the food in the fridge. So, but I think we've got everything for some spaghetti, so. Okay. And then there. repeat of last night. I don't think me and my husband could handle it physically. It's just hard on you. It's so hard when you're trying to decide whether to take them to the hospital or not. And, it's just hard. I always get a little frustrated because my husband starts thinking about, well, that he has to go to work tomorrow and he can't be at the hospital. He has to be at work, and I'm like, don't. I get a little frustrated. I'm like, don't worry about work right now. We'll figure that out. We have to take care of our son right now. Our son is the priority right now, and we'll figure it out. And you know, he left with him to the hospital, and I had a plan of how to relieve him at the hospital and get him to work on time if it came down to it. I know he's just worried about stuff, but I'm worried about the kid. I'm not worried about all this stuff. Just different way we think. Guess we just have to work together and it all works out. Alright, there is that blue on there. I really like it with that green in the background. I think it's pretty. We'll add some shading with the pencil. I'm going to take a break, take care of my kids, and then I'll come back and work on this some more. And for you, there won't even be a pause. So, be right back. Okay, so I have added this yellow to the center of the blues, and then that's the same yellow that I put on these flowers. And that's 090 of the tombos. And then I took this warm yellow, kind of like a medium to dark cadmium yellow color, 991, and that is this almost orangish color on this flower that you're seeing, and I'm just adding it to those flowers. I got my boys to bed. Oh, he was so tired. He was real ready to go to bed. So I'm hoping he will sleep through the night and feel so much better tomorrow. That will be good. Okay, last flower right here. Okay. Okay, I've picked some colors for our shading on what we've already done. I've pulled 3 blues and then some yellow and oranges and greens. So this is kind of our color palette, our color story, and so I don't want to deviate too much from this. So let's go ahead and start shading some of this foliage and flowers, and yeah, so let me just zoom in. Okay, so let's go ahead and take let's do a flower, some of these blue flowers. So the colors I picked for the blue flowers are Caribbean Sea 1103. These are the Prismacolor Premieres. True Blue 903 and Copenhagen Blue 906. And of course, as always, these are listed in the description box down below, as well as they see, I can't even talk anymore. They will also appear on your screen, kind of up in this area as we color, so you'll always know which pencil I'm using. Let's go ahead and take that Caribbean Sea. We're going to take that into that lighter color, and I just saw one that I missed, so I used 491 to go in on that light blue area. Okay, so let's take that Caribbean Sea 1103, and we're going to just darken those inner corners there. So I'm just using light pressure and just adding that color right in the center of those, or in the center of those flowers where the blue and the light blue and the yellow meet. Okay. Yeah, that works pretty good. Okay, so I have the colorless blender, just 1077, and I am just blending that out a little bit into that marker, just so we get kind of a nice blend without having to add another color. And you have to press a little bit while doing this, but still not a lot of work. You've got that marker base down. This is just kind of smoothing it out a little bit. Moving that colored pencil over the marker a little bit. Okay. Alright, then let's take True Blue 903 and lightly we're going over that blue flower. I'm going to go over here because that leaf is casting a shadow on that petal. And that just adds a little something. And then let's do it on this one. Okay. Using markers under your pencils can make your pictures very vivid and colorful. I like that. I don't naturally gravitate to things with that much color, and so the markers kind of help me get there, which is nice. If that makes any sense. I don't know, maybe it didn't. Okay. All right, now we're going to take Copenhagen Blue 906, and we're going to keep it closer to the inside of the flower. Tighter shadow. In here. Okay, then let's go back to that True Blue 903. We're going to go over the Copenhagen that we just put down. And then kind of feather it out. Okay. I'm still not really pressing, still have a light touch. I think we will go over it with the blender pencil, and we'll put a little more pressure then. Okay, and let's grab that blender pencil and just see if it does anything. So the blender pencil has been kind of discolored over time, but it's not leaving any color. So let's see if it move over that pencil at all. Why? It might be doing a little, smoothing it out a little. Interesting. Okay. I've used this blender pen before with my Inktense pencils, which are a watercolor ink pencil. They're water-soluble pencil. It turns into ink when you activate it. And I've used this pen on them before and have liked it, but I've never used it straight on Prismacolor pencils. But it is smoothing it out. And you don't have to press as hard as you do with a colorless blender pencil. So, idea if you have this pen, this marker. Okay, let's do the colorless blender pencil over here. See the difference, see which we like. I'm kind of liking that Tombow colorless blender marker better. Interesting. What do you think? Does it look the same, or do you prefer one over the other? The Tombow blender marker or the Prismacolor colorless blender? Comment your opinion down below. I'd love to know. Might just be too tired to know right now. Let's try the Tombow marker again over here on this flower. Right now my hand's tired, so I almost prefer using the colorless blender marker just because I don't have to press as hard. But I don't know if it it's smoothing it out as much as the colorless blender pencil did. I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Let's do the colorless blender pencil on this one. I don't know. Okay, well, that's the blue. Alright, let's do the center of the flowers. I have yellow ochre here. And I'm going to add that to the edges. maybe just the kind of the bottom half. And just give it a little shadow, make them all a little different. Flowers aren't clone copies of each other, so it's okay that they don't look exactly alike. Then this is Canary Yellow, 916. We'll just blend over the whole thing. Something we might go back in with some white gel pen or Posco paint pen over that in a while. Probably on next Friday. Okay, let's take the same Canary Yellow into that yellow flower. And we'll add it in the lightest area. Just kind of giving it a little pop, which is nice. And take that yellow ochre just at the bottom. Okay. And then that Canary Yellow again, just to blend it out. Okay, then let's go with the orange color. Let's go in with, well, let's go in with a Spanish orange 1003. I'm going to put that. This is very close to the color of the marker we laid down. I think it's looking very pretty. Okay, then take the Goldenrod 1034 and put it okay, let's try that again. Put that Goldenrod just in the shadow areas. Down those two lines and then at the base there. And then go back with that Spanish orange and just kind of smooth over it. Awesome. All right. That orange. And then let's do a little green. We can see that. Now you've got a couple of different kinds of foliage in here. So we could color each of those different kinds a little different, or we could color them all the same. Let's take our darkest color, dark green, and let's just start here and put in those darkest, some shadows on this greenery right here. Again, not pressing hard, just enough. Okay, then let's go to grass green and just go out a little further. Okay, then let's take Chartreuse. And blend it out. And I was hoping that Chartreuse was really close to that green marker, and it is. We're just blending that out. Okay, so that's some of that greenery. Do all the grass like that with those colors. Connect some areas. I'm just using that Chartreuse to just kind of blend it together. Okay, let's pull out so you can see kind of the overall effect rather than the so exaggerated detail there. You're so zoomed in. It's like looking at it with your nose pressed against the page. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, that's better. You see how that's just added quite a bit to the greenery. So it's good. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the grass, and then we'll do some step-by-step on the two different types of leaves. And then we will call this section done. So yeah, let me get all this grass done. Alright, we need to finish these leaves. So okay, so for the outside of these larger leaves, we're going to keep it fairly light, and we're going to use the Chartreuse, no, we're going to use the Apple Green 912 as our darkest color. And we're going to put that in the shadows. Okay. Put it on the inner corner there. Okay, and then this one back here. Okay. All right, then we're going to take a Chartreuse and go over that shadow and pull it out, feather it out a little bit past. We'll go over that. So right over that shadow color, and a little bit further. Okay, this one here. All right, then we're going to take yellow Chartreuse. The other one was just Chartreuse, this one's yellow Chartreuse. And we're just going to go over all of it. Blend them together and fill in anything that's left. Okay. All right, that takes care of the outside of those leaves. Okay, and then for the inner part of those leaves, we want to go make them darker. So we're going to use our dark green and we're going to go around the edge and then wherever there would be a shadow. So from when I started this video, it is now the next day because I was so tired. It was just time. So it's the next day, my kids just went out to play. I thought, well, I'll finish this video up. So we're going around the edge there, and then around me, so cast a shadow. All right. There we go. Okay, and then we have this leaf. A lot of it is in the shadow, so it's gonna end up darker. Oops. Around any objects. Okay, so that gives us the edge. That was the dark green. Then we're going to go to Prussian Green, which we haven't used yet, and it is 109. And we're going to go over that dark green. Nope, hang on. Yes, go over that dark green and then just a little bit further out. So I'm using that Prussian Green. Right over the dark green, and then a little bit further. Don't worry about it looking perfect. We'll smooth it all out in a minute. Okay, we're going to go over that dark green. Okay. Alright, then we're going to use Grass Green 909. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go over what we've already colored and then just past it a little bit. Leaving a nice highlight there in the middle. Okay. And then over here. Alright, now we're going to take our Chartreuse, the 989, and we're going to go over the whole thing, and this time we're going to press a little bit so that we can get that nice blend. And this is going to fill in the rest of the leaf. Okay. Oh, here comes somebody. Okay. There's ants outside, guys. Oh, silly boys. One's like, cool, and the other one's like, oh no. Every little boy is different. Okay, let's get all that. Sure, it looks good. Alright, then let's come over to this one. So I am pressing this time. So it's going to wear down my pencil. So you want to keep turning it so that you have a point where you're working. Okay, let's get rid of some of those. Okay, those look good. Then let's do these little ones. Let's take, this time let's put the darkness on the outside edge and the light green on the inside, like these ones are down here. Okay, so let's take that dark green, put it corner there, and then just on the edge where there'd be a shadow. Okay, then let's take the Prussian. We'll just go a little further. Okay, and then because these ones are smaller, let's just go straight for our Chartreuse and blend that out. Alright, and then let's take, I think, yeah, Chartreuse again. And we're just gonna go over the middle, just so it looks nice, but you're not changing the color much there. Okay. Look at that! We did our leaves and our grass. Let's zoom out and take a look at this page. Okay, so this is what our page looks like so far with the background done and the foliage done. So I think we will stop with this video, and we will do the fairy and the bird and the branch on the next video. So look for part 2 of this. It will come out next Friday. So let's see, what day is that? That's the 8th of June. So look for that video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you liked this tutorial and color along, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!